in the season 95-96, when we won the promotion, what made you do the changes to the players that you got? Because you brought in Andy Smith for that season, obviously to score goals, and you changed the squad about a bit.
I think Bert paid 70,000 for Andy, didn't he?
Was there more determination that, well, we're definitely going to do it this season?
Let me tell you about that season. People used to say Dunfermline were a long ball team, right? I've earned the right to have an opinion on coaching. I don't know how you coach the long ball. I never coached a long ball in my life. But when you've got a player like Andy Smith, you need the opposition defenders to deal with it. You know, and you've got Jackie McNamara and boys like that who can bomb down a side and whip crosses in, Shields can whip crosses in, and Eric Fleming. That was we played 4-4-2 and we played with wide men, Big Ben Beeman and we Alan Muir, yeah. And it was a crackery there, you remember that? When Ben Beeman got the ball and away it went, there was a rumble in the whole town, you know. He'd fall out the ball a couple of times, but he was like, I mean, we got him for nothing. We got him as a free transfer from Montrose. We got him for nothing. And he became a legend. But they couldn't deal with, I mean, we had good players too. I mean, Mark Miller was a good player. You see what you want, but Harry Curran's a player's player. Great player. Alan Moore, great pace. Colin Miller, Canadian international, you know. Big Norrie, what can I say about Honk? I could tell you a story about the whole Norrie McCarthy thing. But Norrie was an inspiration. And he was great, Norrie, because he never got... I had been in the pub trade, right? So I knew what him and John Watson were going through, that you've got to get in, get change into the pubs before that, all of that sort of stuff. So I was pretty cool with Norrie, you know. But see, the whole year, if we talk about that year, we kept on hanging in there. We kept on knitting. We didn't lose a lot of goals. But see the build up to the end of the season. Alan McGraw won the Manager of the Year, which I thought was wrong. I thought it should have been Perpetual. But everything was tight right up to the end. And I always remember going to play Dundee United in the second last game of the season at Tannadice. Right? And I always remember picking up the Sun newspaper on the Saturday morning, and it had 7-0, right? 7-1, sorry. Giving you, there was 10 in the league, giving you the manager's thoughts on who would win the game, because if Dundee United had won, they were champions. Because they were, I think they were 2 points or a point in front of Morton, right? And Morton were on the same points as us, right? So, you know, they were. And the following week, Dundee United were playing Morton. So, you know, we went up there and 7-1, all the managers had fancied Dundee United. Billy Kirkwood was the manager. And the one manager that fancied Dunfermline was Jimmy Bone at St Mirren. And Jimmy Bone said, nah, I think that I've worked with Bert and Dick and all that. I think they'll win. See that game, you'll know as well as the fans will know. It's without any shadow of a doubt, the greatest game ever I've been involved in. And even winning the championship out here wasn't as stressful as Tannadice. And what it made was Keith Jackson had a go at Bert every week. Well, Bert didn't like Keith Jackson, you know. And all the Dunfermline fans, you didn't have the websites that you had then. Bert was having a pop at this man and having a pop at that one. But where they got it wrong, God bless Jim McLean now, he's no well at all with dementia, but at that time, typical Jim, they put all the Dundee United fans in either goal because of intimidating refereeing decisions. which I thought, aye, alright, aye. And they put all the Dunfermline fans in the stand. If you remember, we had about 3,000 up there, and they kept on rattling the stands and all the rest of it. And it was a good, and Peary scored. Westy was out of this world that day. We were fascinating, you know. Peary got sent off. And to win the game 1-0, I always remember, I remember that night, Bert was steaming, he was picked to his bed at 9:15. I've never seen Bert drunk as quick in my life. I huckled him into his bed. It's usually me who was getting huckled, you know. But we went to the Northern Rotus, is it? For a supporters club do. Bert was on the vodka and cokes. I think he had 2. And he was mortal. So, but coming down the road that day in the motorways, the cars flashed. It was a fascinating day. And then, of course, the last day in here, you're talking about the players who paid their way. And you know how you get when you're coaching, you get people say, that's off the training pitch. The goal for Andy Smith was off the training pitch. That had something to do with it, right? It was back up to Andy Smith. Mark Miller was brilliant at it. And Andy just rose and bulleted it home. And of course Andy rose in the goals for the penalty kick. And whether it was a penalty kick or not wasn't bothering me one little bit. It was fun. I talked to Andy about it regular. Alan Mears just nipped it past him. And you know, Mark Miller did it with Brecon as well. Scored a winning penalty kick to get a championship. And Mark had his issues sometimes, but he was a good player. He was a right good player for Big Andrew Todd. I had him for years after that at Forster as well. Great player. We always had good senior players. Which takes me on to the Norrie McCarthy story. If you want to. We had a ritual at the football club where the minibus, everybody had to be on the minibus by 5 to 10. You'd hear Dick coming in, come on in, come on in, such and such. And every day, you would hear Norrie screeching up. He would his football kit owner changing the bus because he had the pubs and that to look after. And well, we sat 10 minutes that day. And I couldn't wait any longer. I was going to get in the bar. Bert he'd be kicking my backside. So I went into the train. And John Watson phoned me. And he phoned me about 12:30. Dick, you heard from Norrie? I said, no, he wasn't at the train. I said, well, I'll tell you something. You better get him to phone me right away. I said, because I'll tell you what, I can't cover his backside. She says, Dick, there's something wrong. The staff haven't been paid. And that was a ritual that they paid on a Monday morning. You know what I guess, you don't get paid. And then the next thing, 20 minutes later, John phoned me to tell me what had happened. And I just couldn't. I was very, very close to him, as we all were, to be honest. But Hunk was well named, and you know, like he was just a big guy that loved playing for the film.
He was very conscientious, really. Norrie, very conscientious.
He was. I mean, Jockey's my mate, Jockey Scott. Jockey didn't play him for all sorts of different reasons, but it would be football reasons, you know. When Bert came in, Bert immediately reinstated him as captain, and well, Craig Robertson was there as well. So, but Bert Norrie deserves every credit he gets for this football club, and the funeral was there for everybody to see. You know, that it was the strangest game in history. After that,
the Clyde game. We
went to the players. I didn't want to play. I still had the sad head on. No doubt our players had the same. But it was a freak game. You would be at it, Christian. It was a freak game. We won 4-3, didn't we? Just a strange game. No matter what, Paul, you know, we had the Paul Smiths and all them at the game. And when you look back on it, we were just always going to win the game. The endurance showed by the players was phenomenal to come back and win that game. Even after the game, there was an emptiness about it, you know. But I'm sure I'm sure he would be up there watching us, you know. He was a good lad.
Craig Robertson had broad shoulders then to take on the captaincy after that.
See Craig Robertson. Craig Robertson was a good player. I had nothing at all to do with Craig Robertson leaving the football club. I put that record straight now. I went on holiday and I come back and he was away. I don't think they could agree a new contract or whatever, but I think Craig believes to this day it was me. It had nothing at all to do with me. I had nothing at all to do with it. But I could openly say that to anybody, because I rated Craig Robertson as a person. And Laura, you know, was a great player. Great player. Really. Had everything. Pace. He, you know, he used to call him Craigie Two Chairs because Craigie would lie about. But see, when I come to playing the game, he was a great player. And to take on the captaincy was credit to himself, really. Credit to his family. And I knew his family very well. You know, I knew them all. But he was a great player. Absolutely ghosted into the back post, scored a lot of important goals. Probably dropped a lot of money coming from Aberdeen to Dunfermline, and never gave him the credit for that, I don't think, but he was certainly a great player.
Is there anybody that played here for you that you think, well, one, was there anybody that gave you grief that you know, you kind of wish?
Mark Miller.
Right. He did say that, funnily enough, to us, that he could maybe have done a bit better when he was here.
Aye, Mark Miller gave. See, I had worked with Mark at Brecon, so I knew all about him, you know, and he was a clever boy, but he met at Rocky Ways when he came here, become full time, and his private life wasn't any good. Got sorted out and all the rest of it, and maybe shouldn't have done the things that he'd done. But there's the easiest thing to do, the biggest power any manager will ever have is the power of selection. And that would hit anybody like Mark more than anybody else, because these days you putting the finger down people's noses, they're all finished. The biggest power I've got is, you're not playing. You can do what you want or say what you want, but you're not playing because it's my decision. You either go my way or down the highway or you're out, you know. But Mark, probably one of the other players that I thought disappointed me for his ability was David Bingham. David Bingham was a great player for Dunfermline away from home. I mean, the goal he scored at Celtic Park was phenomenal when we beat him 2-0. 2-1, Frenchy scored the other one. But he just couldn't play in front of the Dunfermline fans for some reason. And David Bingham was a very talented player. And a good lad as well. Great lad, local boy. Very difficult for local boys to come and play, you know. A talented player. Underachiever for me.
Because he did well after he left Dunfermline.
He did me hard, didn't he?
He did.
Jesus, he went to other places, and he's back in football. He's manager of White Hill or something in Edinburgh. Good lad, David. Speaks to me regular. So, you know, I suppose, pound for pound, getting back to Evo again was probably Bert's Toddy.
Yes.
Toddy scored against Airdrie at Airdrie to get us the replay, if you remember. He jumped above the bar. And we signed him for Kelty, right? And Andrew become the love of my life, really. I mean, he's very close to me. Great player. Great attitude to give. Used to fun him and McNamara were, you know, I remember them. I remember in Spain, we were two of the players out there for a holiday at the end of the season, and Bertie says to me, hey, you better have a word with they two. I seen they're coming to you for money all the time. I says, Bert, we want to play in the go-karts. They weren't spending their money on drink. They played in the go-karts all day, they were like two wee bairns. But they were, you know, when you see getting £800,000 for McNamara or £800,000 for Shields and all the rest of it. No, wasn't he? Bob McCullough, great player Bob was.
Yeah, I think
they were great prices and great money.
Yeah.
Andy Smith. Do you know Andy Smith never kicked a ball after we gave him a 4-year contract?
Right.
Tell me. I would never give anybody a long-term contract ever. Keep them hungry. As soon as you take a long-term, they switch off. Tell me. And I think that's what happened to Dunfermline. The big boys were the big money boys.
Right.
Just didn't bother their backside. You know, you keep them hungry.
So what length of contract would you give them? Maximum of 2? Or just
it would have to be, the 2-year contract would have to be conditioned. And it would be my condition. You would need to start a right few games. Nowadays it's kind of more, it's affluent that, you've got 7 subs now. Some smart boy in the SFA said we're going to have 7 subs. There are more subs than there is playing. So you've got 18 players now, and what you do is you lose your power of selection. Because they all know they're on the bench and all the rest. It's difficult now. But at that time, I couldn't pick out anybody in the championship winning team player-wise that we didn't love. We didn't, we would, I was up doing Dundee United's Hall of Fame dinner, and Guido van de Kamp was getting inaugurated, and he was telling me that he loved his time at Dunfermline. They all did. They didn't want to go on and move, The first thing Bert did, of course, got rid of Davy Moyes and Billy Davis. When I say got rid of them, they were all big earners, and that's what Bert was good at. Bert would get his pundy sort out to everybody, Bert was great at bonuses. Bert would give you the bonus after you've achieved, but he didn't like fat wages, sitting on big wages and no performing, And I picked that up of him.
Yeah, I remember him saying that there was never any, the wages were more or less all the same.
Yeah.
There wasn't any
That's
big
a fact.
differences.
We had a code, you had a ceiling for them. I remember I signed, fairness to Roy, I paid £100,000 for Owen Coyle, never kicked a ball for me. I keep telling Owen now, you got me the sack. I'm the only club you've no scored goals for. And then we've got the big midfield player for Falkirk, Dave. I always remember John Yorkson got involved in that. I had agreed £40,000 with Falkirk. When John went in, he paid £140,000. I'm talking about an attacking midfield player. You get them all right, You don't get them all right. Kenny Ward's of this world and John Fraser's and all these boys, local boys. Great guys, great. They still talk to me, they still phone me, they still hear a bit of respect.
And Kenny Ward got a bad injury.
He did.
When he was here.
Kenny Ward was a great boy.
Yeah.
He was a great player as well. Bert had him at Forfar, of course, and David Bingham as well, and Shoot Petrie. Shoot Petrie was a prolific signing for us, 10 years he was played, and of course I brought him back. I went up to Ross County and I brought him back for Australia. Then I brought him, when I went to Forfar, I brought him back for Arbroath to Forfar. And then I recommended him for the Montrose job, and he got that. He's doing really well. I better watch him. He might be international, But I still keep in touch with them all.
Yeah.
And Bert, I play golf with Bert regular.
When you went, the season that we won the championship, and then you went obviously into the Premier League then, what was that experience like playing in the Premier League against?
I always remember the last game of the season. We drew 1-1 with Motherwell. and we were all dancing and all the rest of it. And wee Chick Young said to us, what are you celebrating for? You're finished third bottom. That's exactly why we were celebrating. Because on the wages that we were on, we were way, way below everybody else. And we finished the Bert kept him in the Premier League longer than any other manager. And it was a fight all the time, Christine. The Hearts and the Hibs and everything were all going well. The Aberdeens, Dundee Unites were all better clubs than us, better paid clubs than us. But I can't fault Roy Woodrow. I seriously can't. I think he came in here, he had the guts to go and buy the club when they were in that, and I thought he sorted the whole thing out. It's a simple case. If you've got 20,000 going out, you need 20,000 coming in.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a degree in mathematics to work that one out, you know. And if you're a manager, and this is where some young managers fail now, right? You get a budget, the club make the budget out, this is what they can afford to give you, this is what the fans or whatever it is, and that's your lot, right? If you want to go and bring somebody else in, you'll need to get rid of one or two that's on your books. That's no rocket science. That's the same in any system, in any work. I'm the general manager of my brother's two companies. You need to make ends meet.
Yeah. You
can't go through life like that. But it's exciting. It's exciting for me. I think that Dunfermline won promotion years, 2 years ago? They should have won promotion as well. They were only a full-time club in the league. I think they were disappointing last year. But they were celebrating because they finished fifth. A massive job in their hands this year. But it's exciting. The fans make it exciting at East End Park. The fans make it like that. It's a great place to play and perform your art out in that pitch. It's fantastic. It's a lovely arena to play football. I always remember, see the new dressing rooms and all the rest of it. I got sacked on the Saturday and they opened them on the Monday. I never ever got into them. It was me that half designed them. But it's a great arena, and you know, I didn't really make it as a player here, but if you look back at the 9 years I had as both as a manager and a coach, we had some of the greatest times I'll ever have. And the players made it like that, and the place, I just think it's a lovely place to play, and nobody's going to hand you anything on a plate, Christine. You've got to earn it.
Does it leave a bitter taste in your mouth then, the fact that the way that you left?
Oh, absolutely. It was a disgrace. It was an absolute disgrace. But that happens in football, you know. I mean, no reason to sack me. I mean, there was 3 points off the top of the leaguers. But I knew, as I've said to you, I knew what was behind it, you know. And it was inevitable that I was going to get the sack anyway. But I wish they'd just turned in and said, right, when they come in, you know. But the easiest thing to do was just why would you even think about sacking me? Because we got beat 1-0 against Rangers in a cup. And we did alright, you know. But after the years I had been here, I thought the right thing to do was just when he took over, come in and say, right, I'm sorry, like, you're not my man. That's who I talk. If I've got something to say, I say it, you know. Instead of all these stupid stories, you know. Because Dunfermline's close to my heart.
I was going to say
good people, a lot of good people at Dunfermline. A lot of good people, a lot of people trying hard. And I know they're trying hard now. Bill Braceby's a good friend of mine. And I know they're trying hard. The fans have to be commended for what they've done to this football club in the last 3 years. As well as the people at the top, but the fans have got to be commended. Supporting them monthly, paying money into an account, it's not nice. I know a lot of clubs would do that.
So the way that you left, although it left a bit of taste in your mouth, it doesn't tarnish your view of the club from when you were a player or manager?
I happen to go, I always get, I don't, listen, life's not a rehearsal, Christine. I'm no, they'd be all bothered backside about Dick Campbell. I mean, they're all interested in a winning team. Football's like that. Don't take it for granted. Look at me now. I'm still managing. I'm the longest serving manager in Scotland.
I was going to say,
by a mile.
And you've been successful as a manager.
I have been but I've always had good staff, and I keep saying that to people. You need us a team. I don't do a thing. I don't do a thing. I've got John Ritchie and John Young and my brother Ian. They do everything. They fill the water bottles. I get all the pats in the back for it, and I get the boots up the backside for the press and all the rest of it too. But honestly, you need good staff. You can't do it yourself. In here, the expectation level has been a problem for day one because of their history. The 60s, the Hallison days.
Yeah.
I was one of the boys that walked along Hobbit Road. You know? And it was great days. They were great days. As they were great days. But I think I've not got any issues with anybody. I've not got any issues with John Yorkson either. I know, I could tell you without any shadow of a doubt, it would never have happened. The debt would never have happened if I was still there. Never. I wouldn't have allowed it to happen. Neither would Roy Woodrow. That would never have happened. So you can take what you want out of that comment, right? It's a fact. That would never have happened. It was totally ridiculous. You know, you're way above your means. You're batting way above your means. But that doesn't take away the fact John probably felt that he was doing the right thing. But it just wasn't the right thing. You go on, football's like that. You wake up on a Saturday morning, I mean, you sit there on a Friday night, Christine, and my wife Anne-Marie will say to me, that bucket's away, that's the teams you've picked. You just, every 10 minutes, you throw it out. And don't forget that managers pick the teams before the game.
Yeah.
Do you know? People have an opinion on managers after the game, but they see the game. We've not got the benefit of that. You know, I could tell you after 10 minutes if I've got it wrong or not. I know that. But no, I'm no sour, seriously. I mean, yourself, you've become a friend over the years and all the rest of it, and the girls that you've worked with, they all worked great with me, but he's done everything for us with the kids and all the rest of it, and we appreciated that.
I think it was the fact this is from my point of view, that when you and Bert were in charge, that you had the players and you encouraged the players to go out and about and, you know, and meet the kids and meet supporters club events and things like that. And that was encouraged by both of yourselves.
Honk. Norrie McCarthy tells the story that one year he did 12 supporters clubs do. We've not got 12 now. Norrie did 12 one year. And that was one thing we were pretty big on. Bert and I would be at every do-yourselves, and we would take 2 or 3 players with us, and it was, hey, it had to be done. Why would it not be? The 68 club, Lothian club and all the rest of it. We were up at Perth, had Dunfermline Supporters Club. We were up at Kincardine a few times, Falkirk a few times. Sitting in there, why would you not go? And show the supporters that, and tell them things that they weren't party to. You know, I think it's got to be, if you're going to be a community club, that's what you do. I'm still very, very, very ambitious. I have no intentions of packing in, no chance. What would I do? Go to Dovies on a Saturday? I just wouldn't do that. I'm wanting our championship. Me personally, we're wanting an our championship. You should never use the singular I. It's always we. And we'll go again this year and see. Brecon City have showed you last year that they can go into a full-time environment and win a league. Dunfermline are not finding it easy because there's a lot of full-time teams with the same sort of wishes as they've got. Nobody's got a divine right to it, Christine. But I have to say, if I ever decide to write a book, the characters that we had in this football club, as you know, are phenomenal. I remember one day, Ivo Den Beeman had one of the wedge-shaped citrons, didn't he? And he came in and shut my door one day and he says, Dick, I think somebody's stolen my car. I says, what do you mean you think? Where is it? I can't find it. I says, where did you park it? Out the front. So he went and phoned the police and all the rest of it. And he came at the store and said, Cherry Britton's parked it out in the middle of the pitch. It can only happen to Dan Beeman, you know. See, sometimes we used to do sprint days. You know, we were fit, we were pretty fit. And see, sometimes if it was too cold or that, and there wasn't a great icy underneath the none today, I would just walk in and say, right, hey, I would drive the minibus round here. Come on, I'll take him into McDonald's and get a bacon roll and that. I'd take him up to C.R. Smith. They had the bistro up there. And we would go in there and get 20 plates of soup and 20 bacon rolls. For what? The character was magnificent.
Bear, when we spoke to Bear always said that he liked to get some of the Glasgow boys in the squad because they lifted the atmosphere and they were so much fun.
Bert tells you, and it's a true story, I learned that off him as well. The whole dressing room picked up whenever the Glasgow boys come in. The Colin Millers and Jerry Brittons and Alan Moores and all that, you know. They were always selling something. They would, you know, the labels would fall off the brakes and all this, and they would say they were they were the real McCoys and all that, you know. That wasn't happening. But they always knew everything. And the dressing room just lighted up when the Glasgow boys came in because their crack was brilliant. Oh, they were up to every single trick, oh honestly. I remember Tatty Cooper made a fully, if you went through that way along the front, the referee's room, and me and Bert went in there and Tatty Cooper was in me a fully, Bert doing a team talk and that. And Tatty thought all the players were laughing at him, but they were laughing at the fact that me and Bert were standing at the back of him, you know. I just went like that to him and gave him a batter over the back of the head.
Well, it's been enlightening.
I hope so.
And so it's been lovely to speak to you, Dick.
I hope there's more.
So, and it's a pleasure to speak to you, and thank you very much for speaking to the Head
Thank you.
Trust.